Palantir CEO is making a big claim that he's making everyone else rich, and he doesn't just mean shareholders of Palantir stock, which has gone vertical over the past 24 months. Alex Karp draws a short line between addictive products and needed products, exposing the business model that drives most SaaS companies.
How is a value creation for Palantir different than traditional SaaS companies?
First of all, it's important to remember we are we drive our whole business based on a set of beliefs that are like America, superiority, and that. But then, interestingly, that's tethered to the value creation argument you're asking, which is at the end of the day, if you believe your client is noble, like I believe our U.S. government clients are not only noble, but they're more noble than I am. But I'm happy with myself. But they're doing missions that will change world history for the better. Okay, so if you know that, the thing that's going to happen downstream from that is you're going to resist building parasitic products, right? Because, like, I don't want a product that will make me, despite what anyone who's been at Palantir will know this to be true. We did not the audacity of just saying, we're going to build a product in PG that's going to make you safer. Oh, let's go away from the ambient noise. That will make you safer and more protected is audacious in a weird way that we didn't realize. The most audacious part of that was saying, we're going to build a product that's actually what the client needs. Because what you're supposed to be doing in software is build the client that the client gets addicted to, not the one they need. And this is absolutely a truism in software development of any kind. And so the most radical thing we ever did was say, client, or in this case, partner that we look up to has these needs. We didn't even give them what they asked for. We gave them what they ought to ask for, which again is very artistic. It's like any rational business would have said, client ABCD wants B. At the very least, you just give them what they want. That's kind of what integrators do. And then what very successful software companies do is say, oh, they think they want X. We'll fake give them X, but we'll give them this thing that they can't get rid of. And then nothing else will work, but they'll just have to pay. And then I can hire 50,000 salespeople and get these wonderful economics. And then every single decision, like again, the FDE thing, now everyone copies it. But it was the most radical, you had everyone making fun of this for 20 years because that meant you were going to get a 1 multiple. But there was no way to extend PG. Essentially PG, you can think of PG as like a precursor to AIP because you have free text that a computer could not understand. The NLP technology was primitive. The only way to extend that product to the bounds of technology now was to have people doing impulse. And then the only way to build the next product or deepen that product was to understand what the customer ought to want tomorrow and build that into the product today. And so that value creation, by the way, it ends up being very, very protective because the customer partner actually they may not like you. Like some of our best clients globally, both in government and in commercial, we're like, I don't really like these guys. Yeah, but you know what? When you bring someone home safely, they learn to love you. And then that allows us to have this privileged position that we now have.
Alex Karp is being very frank about what the dominant strategy is in enterprise software. Most companies aren't actually particularly worried on the value they give, more that they're optimized for customer dependency. They build their software stack in a way that hooks the customer in. They make migration to other software painful. They lock up their data in proprietary formats. The goal is to maximize switching costs so customers can't leave even if they want to. This creates misaligned incentives from day one. The sales team promises the moon. The product team builds whatever creates stickiness rather than value. Integration becomes deliberately complex so customers can't easily move to competitors. Pricing increases over time because the vendor knows you're trapped. And Alex is calling out those parasitic products because they extract value instead of creating it. Palantir completely flipped that logic, and one of the ways they did that was by pioneering the forward deployed engineer, the FDE model, embedding engineers with clients to solve real problems, not just sell software. These engineers sit alongside customers' teams for months or years, observe how decisions decisions get made and translate those lessons into product improvements. It's an expensive model with low short-term margins, but it leads to products customers can't live without because they actually solve mission-critical needs and can completely transform the businesses they are serving. And that's why Alex Karp says Palantir's most radical move wasn't building AI software, it was building what the customer actually needs, not what keeps them hooked on their product. Alex claims that customers learn to love Palantir even when they don't like them, which reveals how Palantir's outcome-based relationship differs fundamentally from other SaaS companies. The forward deployed model looks inefficient through traditional SaaS metrics because you're spending on top engineers traveling globally to build custom software with no immediate monetization strategy and potentially high failure rates. Palantir approaches this as a platform product company where each forward deployed engineer builds prototypes using platform services, and that platform constantly incorporates new capabilities for the customer. Most software vendors optimize for being liked. They have friendly sales reps, easy demos, simple pricing. The goal is friction-free adoption. Palantir does the opposite. They push back on customer requests. They tell you your processes are wrong. They refuse to build features that don't align with their vision. This creates tension and frustration in the short term. But when the product actually works and delivers massive value, the relationship transforms. A defense customer whose troops come home safely doesn't care if the Palantir was difficult to deal with. A commercial customer who just saved $50 million doesn't care if the implementation was painful. Results override everything else. And this creates a genuine competitive moat. Traditional SaaS companies compete on features and price. They have features anyone can copy, anyone can undercut on price, but you can't copy a track record of actually solving hard problems. You can't replicate the institutional knowledge that comes from hundreds of deployments across different contexts. When you're the only vendor who has proven they can deliver outcomes in high-stakes situations, you get pricing power. You get to be selective about your customers. You get to dictate terms because the alternatives for the customer is trying to solve the problem themselves or hiring someone else who probably can't do it. Palantir did this and it came at a price. Palantir spent years with terrible SaaS metrics. Low revenue multiples, high cost of revenue, analysts calling them a service company in disguise. They accepted those criticisms because they were playing a different game. Now the bet is off. Customers who implemented Palantir 5 years ago have proven use cases. They've trained their teams, they've integrated deeply. The switching costs are real, but they're based on genuine value creation rather than artificial lock-in. The customer doesn't want to leave because the product actually makes their organization more effective. Most companies can't stomach the approach Palantir took. The market punishes you for years before rewarding you. Investors in the stock market demand immediate returns. Boards push for traditional SaaS metrics. It takes conviction that borderlines on stubbornness to stay committed when everyone's telling you to just build a normal software company and hire salespeople like everyone else. Palantir is getting results different from other SaaS companies because they have tackled enterprise software in a way all other companies haven't. One of our clients started with 0 audience. Now they're doing $100,000 months thanks to YouTube. And they're not alone. We've helped 3 businesses hit that level just by growing them a YouTube channel. Want to see how this could work for your business? Book a call with me below.